got a discount code. Nice one. We need to talk about Emily in Paris. The hit TV show has reached record-breaking figures. It's been trending on Twitter and everyone has been talking about it. But it isn't any good. But why isn't it any good? Everyone loves it. It's even been called feminist at times. There is nothing feminist about this show. So we're going to be doing the full exploration today. But we're going to get to the feminist issues later. First of all, let's start at the beginning of the first episode. We're only 30 seconds in. We're literally only 30 seconds in. We've had one scene, nothing's happened, and we've got a crossfade. And that was the whole first scene. That was it. The first thing that I realised about this show that annoyed me the most was that no scene lasts longer than 2 minutes. It's so annoying and it just shows that there's absolutely no depth at all to anything in the show and nothing ever really happens. It's like with Quentin Tarantino, he can have all these scenes which don't need to be in the film, technically, but they make the film because they have character development and excitement and just cinematography.
I heard you did a pilot.
That was my 15 minutes.
What was it?
It was a show about a team of female secret agents called Fox Force 5.
I don't mean that every scene needs to be exciting, but they need to have something. This is one of my main issues. There is no depth to any of the characters in this show. And this is exactly because there is no character development. Everyone is exactly how they are portrayed. There is nothing else going on. There's no room for human complexity. They are just 2D characters. And the plot is exactly the same. So we have all the scene in the office when she's given her promotion and everything, and she goes and tells her boyfriend that she's moving to Paris. And he's like, wait, but it's in Paris?
But in Paris? Huh.
It's like, yes, it's in Paris. What? He never congratulates her for getting the job. That's not supportive. I'm not sure I even need to explain to you what I hate about this scene. It's just the transition. What is the transition? Why does there need to be a transition like that? It's so extra. It's so unnecessary. It's so cheap. But anyway, it's there. It's there. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So now she arrives in Paris and she's getting let into a new apartment by her estate agent. And she only just apparently discovers that the way the floors work in French buildings are different to how they work in America.
In France, first the ground floor, then the first floor, then the second floor, and so on.
That's weird.
No, c'est normal.
No, it's not weird. You're obnoxious. She's been in the country 30 seconds and she's already criticising the way that the French culture differs from her American understanding of the world. How obnoxious can you get? That's just so uncultured. And then, oh my god, what is with the inappropriate touching? He's an estate agent, they've only just met. There's been no vibe between them. That's not okay. That is really not okay. And that's just the beginning of the awful racist French stereotype that is portrayed in this TV programme. Every French person is this sex-obsessed, inappropriate, boundary-crossing sexist. I mean, that's just such a massive generalisation. And surprise, surprise, she's taking a selfie. She's been in France like now about 1 minute 30 seconds and she's already taking a selfie. And then she finds her work and already she's insulting someone's lifestyle.
Cigarettes cause diabetes and cancer.
I mean, smoking is bad, you shouldn't smoke. Obviously, I don't agree with smoking and, you know, good, she doesn't agree with smoking either, great. But can't just barge into someone's company and start insulting these people's lifestyle choices. Like, it's none of your business, to be honest. She spends the entire thing complaining about how no one likes her. She goes up to this woman who she's been told specifically does not speak English, and she starts speaking English at her.
Hi, Patricia. I'm wondering if I can share some ideas I have about how we might enhance our social media engagement.
Oh, okay, I'm English now. No, she doesn't speak English. Why does she find that so difficult to accept? And now we're getting on to the feminist issues, the fun part.
I want to spend another day in the most romantic city in the world without you.
I miss you already here.
So now we find out that she's about 12 hours into her experience in Paris, and she already misses her boyfriend. I mean, honestly, get a life. It's pathetic. I mean, like, she's been away from her boyfriend for 12 hours. I mean, throw yourself into work or something, honestly. No one does that. Well, some people do, but... And then I found out who wrote this show. Darren Star. He's back again. He's back in the game. He's back, basically. He's back. And Darren Star is also the creator of Sex and the City. And suddenly everything became clear. But I do suspect that now that my politics have got stronger, I would find it very difficult to watch, because it is very, very anti-feminist. Because I thought it's one thing if a woman wrote Emily in Paris and is portraying women in this pathetic, meaningless way. But it's not a woman who wrote it. It's a man. A man is writing this TV programme and portraying women as these sort of ridiculous, sort of fashion accessories to make life more pretty, because the only place Emily has in this whole thing is to make a scene look nice. She's not there for any of her opinions or for anything that she's going to do. She's just there to make it look nice. She has absolutely no personality or depth to her, and neither do any of the other characters. So he's just written this TV programme which just portrays women as people who have these meaningless lives that revolve around their boyfriends and the other men in their life, and how desirable they are on the scale of how many men around them want to have sex with her. He tries to cast Emily as a feminist when she is a very anti-feminist character. At one point she says that we need to be sensitive to how women are feeling these days, because American women will not respond to this advert. Yes, because America is not a sexist country, is it? I'd say America is probably a lot more sexist than France, and she is in absolutely no position to educate France on how to be inclusive. No, we don't need to be sensitive towards women. As you can see, this makes me cross. Saying we need to be sensitive is patronising. We don't need to be sensitive, that's not the point. We don't need to make allowances or anything, we just need to not be sexist. That's all. It shouldn't be that difficult. France is not this sexist and backwards, it is not how it is portrayed. The whole thing just seems to be this passive-aggressive, Cold War tactical propaganda, sort of against the French culture, but for the American experience of it. And then there's the other issue of the fact that a lot of our outfits are actually quite childlike. Like, there are a lot of outfits which a fully grown woman would not wear. This woman is 25 years old, and there are quite a lot of her outfits which are problematic because they are the sort of things a 12-year-old girl would wear. And that's not a criticism towards her and how she dresses, well it is, but it's a criticism towards the fact that there is no fully grown woman who would wear these sorts of outfits, because they are the outfits that 12-year-old girls wear, and that is problematic, to say the least. And it echoes a lot of the problems in society at the moment, which is how we constantly sexualise children and infantilise women. And somehow they've managed to simultaneously do both at the same time. I'll be doing another video on that. That'll probably be a bit more documentary style, because I want to do some research around it, do some interviews, and I think that's something really important I want to search really and do some work around. She goes to her friend and she tells her that, oh, she's going to give up now, she's thinking of going back. I mean, if you've been there a week, get a grip. She misses her boyfriend, she can't speak to anyone in France, she hasn't even started taking French lessons yet. She's not really trying at her job, she's judging everyone she walks past, and she's already and it's been a week, and she's already thinking of quitting. I mean, no wonder no one likes her. I mean, if this is a strong, independent woman, then I don't know. That just makes me want to cry, honestly. It's so depressing. And then some of the French characters end up basically informing her that the male gaze is not something to be offended by, it's not something to feel sexualised by or objectified by. It's a compliment, actually. The male gaze is a compliment. I didn't know that. I mean, well, now that they've said it, suddenly I feel so complimented. So in conclusion, Emily in Paris seems to be a compilation of obnoxious American insolent entitlement mixed with some stock footage B-roll. And quite a lot of sexism just thrown in there, just for fun. So yeah, that was my review of Emily in Paris, and that's what I took from it. Now, I'm sure that's very cynical, and I'm sure that not many people will agree with me, but I'd be very interested to hear what other people think about these things, because these are just observations that I picked up, and I don't know if anyone else has picked up more observations, or if you have any different interpretations of them. I'd be really interested to hear them, because I think this is a really important topic, and definitely worth debating. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below, and I will see you next week for the next video.